My story is not perfect, but it's real. Sometimes when people think about building something online, they think they need to be an expert first. They think they need credentials, certifications, titles, proof that somehow they qualify more than everyone else does. But the truth is, most people that actually help others are the ones that have lived through the experiences. Before we jump into today's video, I want to quickly share something with you. If you're trying to actually figure out how the online world works, you shouldn't have to do it alone. That's why I created a community called the Second Act Income Collective. It's a private learning space, 100% free. It's on School. That's spelled SKOOL. It's where people come together to learn about digital marketing, e-commerce, educational, anything you want to do online. Inside the community, you'll find conversations, simple guidance, and people from all over the world supporting each other. And they're all at different levels and they're all learning. There's no algorithms, which I don't know about you, but I love the fact that there are no algorithms, no social media noise. It's just a free space full of people that are learning at the same pace you are or at different paces, but they're all learning. So if you'd like to know more about it and you're interested, its description is in the comments below. Come introduce yourself when you arrive. And now let's get into today's video themselves. They're the ones who've lived through the problems. They didn't study it in theory, they lived it and they survived it. That's the kind of story I want to share with you today. My story, not a polished story, just a real one, because they can relate to your story because it's real. It's not a textbook exam. And if you have ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of where to begin in the digital space, then maybe parts of my story will sound familiar to you and help you. For a long time, I believed that success belonged to people who knew more than I did, people who were younger and prettier, and people who understood technology better, and people who seemed to have everything figured out. So I did what many people do. I watched, I did research, I learned a lot. I studied everything I could about the online world and how to do it. But knowing something and believing you can actually do it, they're two different things. And that gap between knowledge and belief is where many people get stuck. Because information alone doesn't remove fear, it doesn't remove doubt, and it certainly doesn't remove the voice in your head that says, what if this doesn't work for me? And if that sounds familiar, I've created something simple that can help you take your first step. It's a free YouTube starter guide. And believe me, you do not need to create videos to open and start your YouTube channel. It's a free guide. It's a 4-page PDF. Tells you how to start your channel on your laptop and on your phone. You can grab it below in the comment sections. I've got it pinned. Sometimes the first step just needs to be simple. What I've learned the hard way is that the real work isn't learning strategy. It's learning to trust yourself to take the next step, even when you don't have everything figured out. My journey into the digital space wasn't perfect. I made mistakes. I overcomplicated things. I tried to learn way too many strategies at one time. I thought the answer was the more information you had, the better off you were. Another video, another course, another idea. But eventually I realized something very important. The problem is that I needed to simplify everything and build from there. When I realized that, that's when things started to change for me. Not because I suddenly became an expert, because I stopped trying to become one. I started to pay attention to what I've already lived through: the confusion, the overwhelm, the fear of choosing the wrong path. I realized something very powerful. Those experiences were not weaknesses, they were understanding. They allowed me to see the same struggle in other people, that second guessing, that everyone else seems to know what they're doing and you don't. That's where the proximity to the problem becomes so powerful. because someone who's lived through the struggle often understands it more deeply than someone who's only studied it. When you felt the frustration, when you've made the mistakes, when you learn how to simplify things, it actually helps others. That's the difference. That makes all the difference in the world. And that's what I've tried to do. Not create something complicated, not a promise of overnight success, but simply the process of learning how to build something online. Because most people don't need another complicated strategy. They need clarity, and they definitely need encouragement. They need to see someone that has actually walked through this and kept going. If you want to see the framework that I now follow for building online, I put together something very simple. It's an ebook. It's called What Actually Works Online. It's in the comment section below. It breaks down all the different paths that are available, how they work, my thoughts on them. I think you'll find it very, very informative. And I check back and do it myself once in a while because clarity changes everything. That's what personal growth actually looks like. It's not perfection, it's progress. It's learning from your mistakes, it's adjusting, improving, and continuing forward, always one step in front of the other. Do it messy. It doesn't matter. Just do it. You learn one lesson at a time, one decision at a time, one step forward at a time. The most powerful thing that you have is your story, not because it's flawless, but because it's real. They want to be able to relate to it. Your experiences, your struggles, your lessons. They want to hear these things. Those things give you a perspective that no course can teach. They give you the ability to help you understand someone who's standing exactly where you once stood. When you share that honestly, you remind people of something that they may have actually forgotten, that change is possible, growth is possible. That's why I also create a place where people can learn together, a space where you can ask questions, share your progress, a space where you can learn how to become a digital marketer. Because really, what I'm talking about here is take what you've been through, take your skill set, take what you're passionate about, and sell and promote it online. So if you are interested in joining, it's a community. It's called the Second Act Income Collective. And that link is in the comment section below. I also cannot recommend it enough because there's no algorithms. You don't have to worry about getting booted out of something like Facebook. It's a community where you can actually talk to one another. You can ask questions. You can look at the modules. There's a lot of free information in there. So I just think it's really worth your time. So before I finish, I want to ask you a question. I love it if you'd share this in the comment section below, because I'm genuinely curious about this. Have you ever felt like you needed to be an expert before you could genuinely start helping other people? Or have you started realizing that your experience might be enough? So leave a comment for me because I read everyone and I respond to everyone. Because someone else reading your story might need to hear that story. And if you've ever questioned whether your story matters, let me remind you of something very important. Your story doesn't need to be perfect to help someone. Someone is standing exactly where you once stood. They need your information. They need to hear from you. It's something to think about. This is what I'm trying to make sure you understand. Your story is worth valuable money. Your story can reach out to other people online and you can start to earn an income on YouTube, which is the greatest place in the world for people our age. I get really excited when I think about it because I don't care whether your story is about spreadsheets, about gardening, about counseling. There's just so many things. Whatever you're passionate about is your story. And you can help people once you get up and running. You have something to give and you'll get paid for it. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm Paula from Paula Daily Pay. Please like, follow, and subscribe to this video. I create videos once a week. It's always about the same thing, different variations, but how you can make money on YouTube. And I will see you in the next video.